Greetings everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and share some valuable insights with you all. My name is Rahul and I'm thrilled to discuss the crucial topic of the bookkeeping module setup. Needless to say, setup is the foundation for successful bookkeeping. It can make or break your experience. Without the correct setup, you will not be able to make the best use of the bookkeeping module and may find yourself struggling with simple queries left unanswered, which can eventually waste time and effort. So let's dive in and explore how to set up your bookkeeping module in the best possible way to unlock its full potential. Bookkeeping module is well integrated with final accounts, CIS, self-assessment, and payroll module, and its underlying features such as Nomi Pay, Dex integration, OCR, that is the scan receipt, auto billing, and many more, which then help you automate the accountancy business. We have a dedicated dashboard for bookkeeping and the VAT work management where you can manage the work pool and tasks on VAT within the team. We have designed a mobile app for your clients through which they can raise invoices, scan receipts, and add the customers as well. Nomi Bookkeeping is designed to help your clients manage their bookkeeping if they want. They can raise invoices via mobile app, they can submit receipts, and they can connect to the bank as well. They can chase money and collect via Nomi Pay as well, where they can truly manage the purchases, sales, and collection very easily. They can additionally submit all their expenses via reimbursement as well to keep records clean, and this way the life of an accountant can be super easy to manage the accounts of the client. In today's video, we will cover the general settings of bookkeeping, where you will come to know about how a service can be marked as active or inactive. You can update basic information such as contact details, accountant information, HMRC submission, gateway settings, VAT information and scheme, review director details, add shareholders and allocate shares. And you can also set up the email settings for your clients so that they can email invoices to their customers using their email. Invoice and other templates which you can customize, payment integrations, document sharing, creating the accounting periods, updating invoice settings, and managing the chart of accounts. We will now navigate to the clients menu and take the example of a company, Nomi. Now here we will click on Nomi Limited for bookkeeping service and it will redirect us to the new and fresh look of the bookkeeping dashboard. This dashboard gives a quick overview of sales, unreconciled bank transactions, pending receipts, expenditures, reports, and bank balances for different banks. The sales figures are also presented in a graphical format, which shows the total sales recorded every month for a particular accounting period or YTD. Now we will move further to bookkeeping settings and start with the setup process, which is the first and foremost step. So information is the first tab where you can update various details of the client such as general information, trading information, and accountant information. Under general information, you can update the basic contact details of the client and their registered and trading address details. So here we can see the services as the first section or the first column, which is provided as a drop down. And in this drop down, you can select the service you want to make active for your client. That is, if you're doing bookkeeping and final accounts both in Nomi for your customer, then you have to set this to bookkeeping and final accounts. If you're just doing any one service, then you may select either bookkeeping or final accounts. And in case if you're not doing the bookkeeping and final accounts, then you can mark it as none. And this will make the client inactive. However, if even after marking the client inactive for bookkeeping and final accounts, you can mark other services active, that is payroll, CIS, partnership, etc. And for this, you can go into those specific modules from bookkeeping or the main agent dashboard and mark the status as active. Then we have the business name. So it is updated as and when you add a client, that is a company or LLP directly from company's house. However, when you import the customers or add them manually, then also this information you can update. Similarly, you can also update the trading name. and this can be different uh, to the business name, and you can update it here. Then this is the internal reference number you can provide. You can update the phone number. So whenever you update the phone number of the client, uh, you can then send the SMS from Nomi to that mobile number. Then email address you will have to update so that any default emails that are sent to the customer will be then sent to this particular email address. Any website, if you want to update, you can do that. So next is registered address. This always gets updated in the case of limited companies directly from the company's house. And whenever you add a client such as sole trader, partnership, etc., you will have to do it manually. So you should always update the full address here. Trading address is the next. And if the registered address and trading address are the same, then you will have to just tick the checkbox, and if they're different, then you may update the same here as well. After this, the trading information we have. So in trading information, we can update the company registration number or the client registration number and the company registration date as well. So again, if it is coming from the company's house, it is automatically updated. However, we can update it manually as well. The company logo is again very important, and this is displayed on the invoices. So you can upload the client's logo, and this will then show on the invoices whenever they are sending this to their customers. Then we have the accountant information. So under accountant information, it's very crucial that uh, you can assign the client to a team member and make them their account manager and accountant. So both of them can be the same and different as well, and this will help you keep the track of the work allocated. Now the HMRC configuration is quite important, and we have to understand what it exactly means. This option allows you to set the submission settings either to agent or client level, and which means that whenever you are making any VAT, MTD, payroll or corporation tax submissions, then you can submit that using your agent credentials, which are saved under the agent settings, or else you can also submit the same using your client credentials. If you set this to company level, then you will have to save the government gateway username and password of the client, and if you don't have that with you, then you need to get it from your customer. Then we have the VAT. So if your client is registered for VAT, then you have to update the details here. And the first one is the VAT registered checkbox. So you need to tick this checkbox. Then you have to update the VAT number. That is your VAT registration number. Then you have to choose the VAT frequency, the VAT return frequency here, and enter the VAT scheme registration date. And let's say in case you're looking to deregister your client for VAT, then you can enter the date here. And if the direct debit is enabled, you can tick this checkbox. Then we have a domestic reverse charge. If it is applicable, you can again tick this checkbox here. There is a cash accounting scheme as well. So if you tick this checkbox of cash accounting scheme, then any transaction until and unless it is marked as paid will not be included in the VAT return. And then we have the annual accounting scheme. So if the client is on an annual scheme, then you can take this checkbox. Then we have the VAT registration register. So on the screen, you can view the VAT type, percentage, special, scheme, and the dates from which it is applicable. By default, it shows you no VAT. However, whenever you want to add the standard VAT, then you can either edit the no VAT by clicking on this icon, and or add standard VAT by clicking on add new registration as well. Now, one thing we have to note here is that any sale invoices, daily taking, supplier bill, and reimbursement entries whose transaction date is later than the scheme effective date are required to be edited and saved manually to reflect the new VAT status changes. Next is MTD setting. So in case you want to make MTD VAT submission using client's credentials, then you will have to use their credentials and login. The first step is to click on VAT returns on the left side and then tick the checkbox confirm to create MTD settings. After this, you have to navigate to the screen and click on read token, and this will redirect you to the HMRC website, which you have to allow access to software, and then the read access tokens will be generated. After this, you have to click on write token, follow the same process, and then click on save in the top right corner. Once you have completed the process, then you will be able to make the VAT submissions. Any records of directors are reported directly from a company's house whenever you add a company. However, you can also add them manually by clicking on the add director label. As you click on this, a pop-up will appear and you will have to enter the details manually. So on the screen, you will have to enter the mandatory fields such as first name, last name, address line 1 and 2, and the director start date. If the director is a shareholder, then you can also take the checkbox shareholder. To allocate the shares, you will have to then click on the icon under the share options, and this will allow you to add the shares for any of the directors who are shareholders. So you can click on add and you can add the shares here. Then you can add a shareholder record similar to that of a director, and for this you will have to click on add shareholder. A pop-up will appear where you will have to fill in the details and then save the record. Next is email. So again, your clients can set up the email settings by quickly verifying the email from AWS, that is the Amazon Web Services, and for that they can set this to AWS. Through this verifications, the emails will be sent in their name. However, the SMTP will be of AWS. The clients have to enter the email address in reply to and from email address here, and then in their inbox they will find an email from AWS. There is a link in that email and the clients will have to click on the link and verify the email. Then we have templates. So here you can add a new template of your choice and customize the existing ones. Different types of templates are offered in the bookkeeping and can always be customized as per your requirements. So next we have the payment options, and Nomi is integrated with Go Cardless and TrueLayer and has its payment wallet Nomi Pay, which has an amazing feature of collecting payments through invoices. As you enable Nomi Pay, it creates a Pay Now label on the invoice and the customers can make the payments through Apple Pay, Google Pay, debit card, credit card and internet banking. All the money is collected in a payment wallet and then it is paid out the next day in the bank account. This allows the reconciliation as well and marks the invoices as paid. After this we have document section, so you can share the documents with your clients and they can also share it with you. It allows you to create multiple folders and share any confidential information. Then we have the accounting period. So accounting period is the key thing in bookkeeping. Whenever you add a company or LLP, the accounting periods are created by default, and going ahead you can always create them. To create new periods, kindly click on adjust accounting periods and it will redirect you to the screen where you can click on add next year and it will create a new accounting period. To add a previous year, you will have to click on the label here on this add previous year, and if you add a previous year then you can do the comparative reports in the final accounts. To change the dates of accounting periods, you can always enter the dates under new start date and new end date and then you can click on save. After the accounting period we have sales. So the sales section, here you can make the changes such as payment terms. So you can update the payment terms, that is the invoice is due and the payment should be made within a stipulated time or so. Then we have due, that is in number of days. So you can set up a credit period, that is 7 days or 15 days, and then whenever you raise an invoice it will mark the payment due date of the invoice accordingly. Then we have a sales invoice CIS. So as you enable it, then you can raise a CIS sale invoice. You can enable the invoice discount. So once you enable, then you will find a discount option whenever you raise the invoices. Then multi-currency we have. So this option will help you to create invoices in different currencies for a particular customer. Then subcontractor CIS. So you can enable the subcontractor CIS here in the bookkeeping, and you can enable the products so that you can keep a track of the stocks, and it enables you to add the products and services, and then you can manage the stock. Then due date reminder we have, so you can send the due date reminders to your customers on any invoices getting due so that all the payments are collected in time. And then we have the payment reminder. So once the invoices are due and are not paid in full, then software will keep on reminding the customers unless they make the payments in full by sending automated payment reminders. Then we have invoice email option where you can automatically email the invoice as soon as it is generated. Then invoice number format we have, so you can change the invoice numbering. However, this is generated automatically by the software, and the sale order number shows you the sale order number format here. Then the invoice number is there. You can change that as well. Last invoice number will show that what is the last number of the invoice that is generated. Similarly, it's for the last order number as well. And then we have notes where you can provide the default notes on every invoice you raise. Next is the nominal code screen. So here you can search for various nominal codes, and you can also download the chart of accounts from here, and you can add the account codes as well. You can click on this add account and you can add different nominal codes as well on this. So this is how we can update all the settings under the bookkeeping. And I'm positive that this video will be a game changer for you or your clients who are looking to get started with Nomi's bookkeeping module. It's packed with valuable information and tips that are sure to help you kickstart your bookkeeping journey and streamline your financial processes. I highly recommend watching it and taking notes as well. Thank you.